back in the indoor garden. I did miss an update for everyone. 2 weeks ago, I took some harvest, and it was a light harvest. I think it was probably about 100 grams, 150 grams of lettuce. It wasn't out of control. I wasn't keeping up on the watering like I had hoped. Obviously, the space that I have is very, very tight. It's hard to get into those areas. I'm really hoping to get a bigger tent where I can, space things out a little bit more and allow me to get in there a lot more actively. I'm really cramming them in here, but part of this experiment was really to start trying to identify the types of lettuce that grow well in the indoor environment, and then I can cut out the ones that do not. You might see some of the cells are missing plants. Not everything has survived since the last time I've updated you guys. Probably a couple of reasons for that, and that's why I have this lux meter here. Is that I increased the light, and the light was sitting at right now. I'm trying to gauge at around 10,000 lux at the center tops, which is really what I think. Like at this point, I'm starting to figure out is probably the max that many of these leafy greens want to see, without bolting or just having some various other ailments. But I've definitely noticed some that have flowered and things like that. I've chopped them out here. I had purple basil there. The purple basil wasn't doing too great. It was there for a full 2 weeks, but I had the light at, and I'm going to turn it up right now, and you'll see where it was at the time. So it was at about 16,000. I know it says 1,500, but if you look on there, you'll see a times 10 there. See a times 10 on the lux meter. Lux meter is not necessarily the greatest to gauge how much light you're giving your plants, but it's the cheapest alternative I have. I don't really want to invest into a par meter, so lux is really just a value to give me an idea as to where everything's at. So now what I've ultimately determined, and this was part of the experiment, I knew when I was turning up the light that I was probably going to get myself into a little bit of trouble. But now that I've kind of solidified that understanding, or at least what I believe to be an understanding, I know I want to lock this in around 10,000 lux in the center. Now, that does not mean that if I move it to the quarter of the tent over here that we're getting 10,000 lux. We are not. We're probably getting 7,500 or something like that. But as I understand it, leafy greens can actually thrive anywhere between 2,500 and 10,000. That's what I've kind of looked at. But obviously, your results, the variety that you're growing, all those things are going to vary in terms of what you're going to end up with. So, not everything is going perfectly. Still kind of just getting my footing on things. Really need to get myself a bigger tent. This is just getting way out of control. But that doesn't mean that we don't have some beautiful looking lettuce here. And I've let it grow a little bit more than I have in the past. So I wanted to do that specifically so that I'm giving these plants a chance to bounce back and thrive before I go at them again. But obviously, we're going to have some plants that are going to be very, very stretchy, the ones that have been near the bottom and those sorts of things. But again, part of this experiment was to identify what types of lettuce grow well in an indoor environment, which ones do not. So any of the ones that do not, I just cut them out. I've already started seedlings, not just seedlings for the spring here in Ottawa, but I'm also starting seedlings to replace some of these areas where we don't have anything. And because we're actually getting quite a bit of lettuce, yield out of it, I'm actually wanting to grow more herbs because, as you can see, this time we've been picking at it quite a lot. So it's really it's a lot smaller than it was before. And thyme there, and then we lost some basil. And I really want to get some more rosemary. Rosemary is growing really, really well, but I don't want to chop anything from it just yet. I want it to grow up a little bit stronger. And I think I can separate that one right here. So I'm going to be doing that at some point soon, so that we can get some nice bushy rosemary. Camera's going wild. So yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of a harvest. Nothing crazy. I'm going to keep this one somewhat short if I can. But yeah, things are still going. I'm still still kicking around. And please, like, if you have any comments, if you have any suggestions, if there's something you want to know, please let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. I'm hoping to gain a bit of an audience here of people who are interested in growing leafy greens inside their house. And then obviously in the summer I'm going to be doing a lot of outdoor stuff as well. So I'm just a guy who really wants to grow his own food, and I'm going through the struggle. So if you have any questions, I might have already struggled through that before, so please let me know, and I'll do what I can to help. All right, let's do it.